Good afternoon, YouTube family. Today is Friday, January the 31st, 2025. Is your man Big D, and I'm back with another one. I want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land that continue to show support and loyalty to my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I want to talk a little bit more about this whole DEI thing. And as I stated before, DEI is nothing more than the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which has been rebranded. Rebranded to allow for a broader spectrum that could potentially benefit other folk, right? Not just white folks. So, a little story. When I was a young deputy, when I got hired at my agency and I was going through training, I remember one day I was talking to a white corporal. And for you all that don't know, a corporal is a supervisor. It's that's the first step into the chain of supervision, because you go corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, major, so on and so forth. So I was talking to this white corporal who was, my supervisor at the time. And, we was just chatting it up and just kind of like, chewing the fat, BSing around. And I said, and I don't want to say his name, so we going for purposes of this video, we gonna call him Corporal Chad. I was like, Corporal Chad, why is it ain't no black folks pilots? Because we have, at my, previous agency, we have a helicopter. And we have a couple of helicopters actually. And my thing is, I was like, well, Corporal Chad, how come is it that I don't see no black pilots? I see, black folk working in the jail, detention deputies. I see black folks working out on the street, law enforcement deputies. Why is it I don't see no black canine deputies? Why is that I've not seen any black pilots? Now, you'll see black detectives that work perhaps in narcotics, because everybody knows that, black folks don't have issues with selling drugs to other black folk because, I guess because, we feel comfortable with each other, in the respect that some dude on the corner selling crack will probably feel more comfortable selling crack to a black person than a white person. So we understand that. So we know we're going to have those detectives that work in those positions. And we have a few black supervisors that work in perhaps in the detention side and on the street. But I assure you this, I've never seen a black deputy flying one of them helicopters. So, as I said, I was talking to Corporal Chad. I said, Corporal Chad, man, why is it that we don't have no we don't have no black pilots? I think I could do it. I mean, I still had my benefits from having been in the military, and I certainly could have gotten money from the military to put myself through school, to pilot school, to flight school, to fly one of these nice helicopters. I would definitely prefer to fly a nice helicopter than ride my ass in this old beat up Crown Vic that's old and dilapidated. Because when you a new hire, a new deputy, a young deputy, you're a rookie, they're gonna give you the piece of shit to ride around in. So it's okay for me to sit my black ass in this Crown Vic that everybody ass done been on. Because as I said, when you new, they make you earn your keep. You gotta prove yourself. So they're gonna give you the worst of the worst car to drive in. So I had an old beat up piece of shit Crown Vic, had damn silver hubcaps on, just beat up. Had about 90,000 miles on it, but it's okay for Big D to drive that piece of shit, but Big D can't fly no helicopter. So I asked him, I say, Corporal Chad, why is it that perhaps Big D can't put himself through pilot school and get his license and perhaps get moved over to the section where, you know, where the deputies go that can fly the helicopters and they chilling and stuff. They only come out when we going on manhunts looking for people. When, you know, they chilling other than that and flying these nice snazzy helicopters. Because I assure you, Big D would have loved to have flew on them damn helicopters. But you know what Corporal Chad told me? He said, D, man, if we was to put a black deputy in a helicopter and they crashed it, man, you would set every black folk back 100 years at work in the sheriff's office. I said, what? I looked at Corporal Chad. I said, Corporal Chad, are you kidding me? Nah, D. Man, I'm telling you, if it was a black deputy flying that helicopter and he crashed it, it'll set every black employee that work at the agency back 100 years. And I was like, well, I'll be. So it's okay for us to put our life on the line in the jail. It's okay for black folk to perhaps be on the SWAT team. It's okay for black folks to work in the undercover capacities and risk their life buying drugs and what have you. It's okay for us to drive around in these damn patrol cars, but we ain't good enough to fly no helicopter. And as a matter of fact, the years that I worked there, I ain't never seen no black K-9 deputies. So it's to the point that we ain't even good enough. We not even qualified enough to have a damn German Shepherd. They have a K-9. So I get what people are saying about the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion. I get that. But as I said before, who makes these decisions? Who makes a decision as to who's qualified to be a helicopter pilot? Because here's the thing, at my agency, they'll put you through school. You ain't got to pay for them. Once they pick you to go work over there in that section where they fly the helicopters, they'll put you through training. Definitely ain't got to come out of his pocket. So again, who makes the decisions on who gets to fly these nice snazzy helicopters? And what makes Chad better than this brother over here? What makes Chad better than this sister over here? Why do Chad get to fly the helicopter, but no black folk don't? So that's just something to think about when we start talking about taking things away that give people of that look like me, give people of color the opportunity to perhaps work in these top-notch positions like a helicopter pilot. So that's just something to think about, family. And as I said, there are some things that I agree with President Trump on, but it's a whole lot of things that I don't. And like I said before, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I identify who's going to look after the country and who's going to take care of the people. And I had there was one comment, and I forget what the lady's name was, her title, and it don't matter, I ain't going to call out. But she put, when I did the video talking about how it takes a even bigger monster to check another monster, or maybe a smaller monster. So this lady said, Trump supporter, question mark. Well, ma'am, this message is directly for you. I am not a supporter of man. I am a supporter of the position. I am a supporter of the office. I am a supporter of the Constitution. I don't support men. because men will let you down each and every single time. The same Bible that a lot of Christians, alleged Christians, read from, the Bible itself says you don't put your hope in man. You don't believe in what the pastor's saying in the pulpit, because you got them pastors in the pulpit who saying one thing, but they out there cheating on their wives. A lot of them are homosexuals out there clapping other men's cheeks. So you don't put your faith in a man. You don't support the man. You support the position. You support the office, and you support the Constitution. That's who I support. And if this man does something that benefits America, I'm gonna give him his flowers. But if he talking about some crazy stuff, well, I'm gonna call him out on it. And we all know that with the Don, you know, he listen. He can say some crazy shit ish now. He can say some crazy ish. He talk crazy. And he ain't got no filter. So that's what you get with him. But I also know with the Don, when it comes down to dealing with them terrorists and them Taliban, the Don ain't going to play no games. Because the Don don't have no problem with blowing their goddamn ass to smithereens if that's what it come for, if that's what it come to. So with President Trump, you gotta take the good with the bad. Because there's going to be a whole lot of bad and perhaps not a lot of good. So, ma'am, I hope that answers your question. I don't support Trump. I support the office, and I support the Constitution of the United States of America. But as it applies to this whole DEI thing, it ain't never going to be totally fair for black folk. So you got to have a mechanism in place to give us, to at least give us the ability to get our foot in the door, because degrees don't matter no more. Because I'm telling you right now, I was a highly qualified brother, and positions that I wanted, I couldn't get, because for whatever the reason, I just wasn't good enough, because my skin tone wasn't the right color. And that ain't my fault. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.